The war for the world's next energy source has begun. On one side stands nuclear fusion, the promise of infinite clean power drawn from the same reaction that fuels the stars. On the other stands artificial intelligence, the most advanced system humanity has ever created, capable of redesigning itself at a pace no human mind can match. Both claim to be the future, but only one will define the century. Imagine a world where energy and intelligence are the two currencies of power. Fusion represents physical mastery, control of matter, heat, and plasma. AI represents cognitive mastery, control of information, prediction, and design. Together they form the twin frontiers of civilization's evolution, how we power our machines and how our machines begin to think. Fusion is not new. Scientists have chased it since the 1950s, believing that if we could replicate the process inside the sun, we could end the energy crisis forever. In a fusion reactor, light nuclei merge under extreme heat, releasing more energy than they consume. But keeping that reaction stable is like holding lightning in a bottle. For decades, reactors like JET in the UK or ITER in France struggled to break even. The energy they produced never exceeded what was required to sustain them. Then in 2022, a small American lab changed the story. The National Ignition Facility achieved what physicists called net gain. Fusion, ignition. It was only for a fraction of a second, but it proved that starfire on Earth was no longer a dream. Since then, startups like Helion, Commonwealth Fusion Systems, and TAE Technologies have been racing to build compact reactors capable of running continuously, cheaply, and safely. Each breakthrough brings us closer to the moment when fusion electricity hits the grid. But while fusion advances in the physical realm, AI has already conquered the digital one. In less than 5 years, it evolved from narrow models that wrote text and recognized images into vast neural architectures that reason, plan, and code. Tesla's Dojo, OpenAI's GPT-5, and Google's Gemini Ultra are no longer just software tools. They are engines of autonomous decision-making. Their energy is computation. Their fuel is data. Their product is intelligence. And here's where the race converges. AI consumes enormous power. Every large-scale model demands hundreds of megawatts of electricity. As AI scales towards general intelligence, its energy footprint will rival that of small nations. Without a new power source, the AI revolution will hit a wall, which means the rise of AI depends on fusion, while the success of fusion may soon depend on AI. Because AI is already running the simulations that fusion scientists once spent months calculating by hand. Neural networks now predict plasma behavior in real time, control magnetic confinement, and prevent reactor instabilities before they occur. At Princeton and MIT, AI models have outperformed traditional physics codes, accelerating design cycles from years to weeks. In other words, AI is building the brain of fusion, while fusion is preparing to feed the body of AI. This feedback loop, intelligence designing energy, energy powering intelligence, could reshape global power in every sense. Nations that master both will dominate the century. The United States and China understand this. Their rivalry is no longer just military or economic, it's technological. In China, AI-controlled fusion prototypes are already under construction. In the West, private companies are leading, backed by investors who see fusion AI integration as the ultimate growth engine. Yet this race carries risk. AI will demand ever more compute, which will push for more energy. If fusion fails to deliver fast enough, the demand will be met by fossil fuels, deepening the climate crisis. Conversely, if fusion succeeds first, humanity gains unlimited power, but risks giving it to algorithms whose alignment remains uncertain. Who controls the plug when machines outthink their makers? Some argue that AI should prioritize solving fusion before pursuing self-improvement. Others believe AI will use fusion to accelerate its own evolution. In both cases, we approach a singular moment, when energy abundance meets synthetic intelligence. It will mark the end of scarcity, but possibly also the end of human dominance over technology. To understand the stakes, consider history. The Industrial Revolution was driven by coal. The digital revolution was powered by electricity. The AI revolution will need something greater, a self-sustaining source of both energy and intelligence. Fusion and AI are not just technologies, they are philosophies of control. Fusion seeks to tame chaos through confinement. AI seeks to organize complexity through computation. Each mirrors the other, the sun and the mind. So which will win the century? Perhaps neither. The future may belong to their convergence. Fusion-powered data centers where AI designs new reactors and reactors optimized by the very intelligence they power. That cycle could drive civilization forward faster than any empire, economy, or ideology in history. The question is whether we, the creators, will stay in that loop, or merely watch from the sidelines as our inventions compete to inherit the Earth. This is the real power race of the century. Not between nations, but between forces of creation, energy, and intelligence. And whoever aligns them first will forge the future. Support Future. Forged on Patreon. TPS www.patreon.com/cfutureforged membership. Get official merch here. TPS Future Forged. Creator Spring. Subscribe to Future Forged for more deep tech documentaries on energy, AI, and the future of humanity.